Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first Google Hangout. We'll be talking about getting back to school, chapter campaigns, fall conferences. We have a lot of exciting stuff planned. So first, welcome, and I'd like to say thank you to our guests who we'll introduce in just a bit. The purpose of the Hangout series is to really give members, you guys, the opportunity to see what's going on in Deca, and then get kind of a Deca expert's perspective on it, and have the opportunity to ask some Deca experts your questions. So today's our first Hangout, and then I'll give you a little overview real quickly of what's going on the rest of the year. October 22nd, we'll be talking about Deca Month with Robert, your Central Region Vice President. November 19th, we'll be talking about preparing for your competition with your Southern Region Vice President, Amar. December 17th, we'll be talking about community service with Juan Sanchez, your North Atlantic Region Vice President. January 21st will be Advocacy Month with Kyle, your Western Region Vice President. February 18th, I'll be having a Google Hangout with all of the CTSO national officers. So that'll be a lot of fun. March 25th, we'll be talking about your 2014-2015 IM Deca Story with Amar. And then the last Google Hangout will be April 8th, an ICDC Insider Tip with Robert and Kyle. So we have a great year planned. I hope you guys are all really excited. So I want to introduce now your North Atlantic Region Vice President, Juan Sanchez from Pennsylvania.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm very excited for our first #Deca Hangout series. As Zach mentioned already, today's topic is back-to-school events, chapter campaigns, and fall leadership conferences. A little insight from myself. As an executive officer, I'm the only executive officer who is just a chapter officer. I believe that these topics are very essential at this time as we go back to school and we go into the Deca mode at our schools. So thankfully we have great panelists here today to give you insight on their Deca experience. So to introduce them, first I'll start with Ali Acevedo from Kansas, Dustin Chiang from California, and Charles Hill from Texas. To begin, we're going to have Ali Acevedo from Kansas speak.
Hi guys, I'm going to talk about fall conferences and social media. First, for social media, I have 5 tips. The first tip is be consistent. You should post the same amount of posts and the same time every day, so you're consistent. Also, don't post anything you wouldn't want everyone to see. Nowadays, with technology being so prominent, a lot of jobs and colleges are looking to see how your social media is because it represents you. So don't post anything you wouldn't want your grandma to see. Also, use photos and links because people are more likely to share and retweet if there's a photo or link. Also, don't neglect to proofread whatever you post because, like I said before, your post reflects you and you want you to look the most professional that you can. Also, promote yourself. People follow you because they want to know you. And also for the conferences, we have 3 awesome conferences coming up. We have Western Region Leadership Conference in Anaheim, November 13th and 15th. We have the Ultimate Deca Power Trip, which is in Washington, D.C., November 21st through 23rd. And we have Central Region Leadership Conference in Minneapolis, December 5th through 7th. And what you do at these conferences is you network, first of all, with people in your region, but you get to experience and guest speakers hearing what they say. And I know this year at a few of the conferences, they're doing like mini competitions, which I think is awesome to bring it into our conferences, the competition side. And if any of you guys would like to reference these again, I pulled both of them from Deca Direct articles. The first Deca Direct article I pulled it from was Social Media Etiquette, and the second one was Road Trip to Regional Conferences.
Thank you so much, Ali. Just to mention, before introducing our next panelist, We are answering questions at the end of the information that our panelists are giving. So be sure to tweet in your questions at #Deca Hangout Series, and we will choose questions to answer live on here. Next, we have Dustin Chiang from California.
Thanks, Juan. Chapter campaigns are your chapter's ticket to a successful, fun, exciting year, as well as some extra spots to go to ICDC this year in Orlando, Florida. And so there's 5 main campaigns, and you can find the details for all of these at deca.org/page/campaigns. That gives you an awesome graphic organizer that Deca's put together, which explains every single one of the 5 chapter campaigns that Deca offers. And I think that these campaigns are a really great resource and a tool for each chapter to use when you're planning your year, especially for newer chapters deciding what sort of activity should I do, what sort of events should I hold. I think that completing these chapter campaigns gives your chapter a fantastic outline to the school year, with, of course, some fantastic rewards thrown in. Now, the first campaign is a membership campaign, and it asks chapters to recruit 20 alumni, 20 professional members, and or 20 more students than last year. Completing one of these 20s will get you achievement level and get you a pennant and certificate, while completing 2 of these, for example, getting 20 alumni and 20 more students than last year, will get you Thrive level, which earns you, on top of other goodies, 3 spots at the Thrive Academy for ICDC this year in Orlando. And there's some really great strategies that you can use for promoting membership and having more members in your chapter. I think the key to membership is awareness. Spreading awareness of what Deca is all about and the opportunities that it offers. And one great way to do this is social media. One of the California chapters last year, Amador Valley High School in Pleasanton, started a hashtag campaign. Their first meeting was on September 9th, 2013. So they created a hashtag 9913 to have a campaign for their first meeting. So that hashtag popped up everywhere, on every single member's social media, and all of Amador Valley High School is wondering, what the heck is 9913? And they did a little investigation, found out it was a date of the very first Deca meeting, and they had hundreds and hundreds of students at their first meeting. Now, the next 3 chapter campaigns for Deca are grouped together. They're the Global Entrepreneurship Week campaign, the Promotional Campaign, and the Community Service campaign. Fully completing the requirements in one campaign gets you achievement level, and fully completing the requirements in 2 of these will get you Thrive level and spots at ICDC at the Thrive Academy. The Global Entrepreneurship Week campaign is 1 week, November 17th through 23rd in November, and it fosters entrepreneurship, participating in the Idea Challenge, seeing how your alumni are being successful entrepreneurially out in the real world, and doing outreach activities. The Promotional Campaign asks you to really spread awareness of Deca. It asks you to have 3 school outreach activities, 3 success stories of alumni, and 3 community outreach activities. And there's so many great ideas for this campaign and all the others. You can decorate your school with Deca gear in all blue. You can have a Dress for Success Day. You can explain Deca to your city council. You can volunteer together. You can have Deca information in the announcements, have a booth at Club Day, host a parent night. The opportunities really are unlimited for what you can do to get the Deca brand out. Now, the third campaign in this group is a community service campaign, which asks chapters to complete at just 1 or more community service activity. One great way to do this is to partner with MDA, Deca's national community service partner, and make a muscle and make a difference, fundraise some money for muscular dystrophy research. One of our chapters in California, Harker Deca, who actually were able to complete all 5 chapter campaigns last year, they partnered with another club at their school. They partnered with the American Red Cross Club at their school, so they didn't do it alone, and they made emergency kits with the Red Cross to ship off to those in need. And so doing a little brainstorming, thinking outside of the box can get you so many great ideas. Now, the 3 campaigns I just mentioned, plus the membership campaign, all have a submission deadline of December 1st, which is right after Deca month in November. So be sure to log on to deca.org and submit your activities so that Deca Inc. can give you proper recognition for all of your hard work. The final campaign, the Advocacy Campaign, actually won't take place until later on in the year in February, which falls in place with the National Career and Technical Education Month, which promotes all of CTE and all of Deca's missions. It asks you to have 3 school outreach activities, reach out to 3 public policy makers, and have 3 community outreach activities. And one great thing to do is schedule a meeting with your local representatives, whether that's congressional, city council, somewhere on your state legislature. Ask for a meeting and talk about DECA, talk about its benefits and its impact on you. And there's so many great ideas for every single one of these campaigns, and I encourage you to think outside of the box because the opportunities really are unlimited. If you're really stuck on ideas and you're looking for some, California DECA actually last year created a resource that you might find handy. If you head over to californiadeca.org and you click on resources, and there should be a tab called New Chapter Resources. That's actually a full resource database that California pioneered last year that we're adding more to, with lots of great resources for chapters to use from start to finish in the entire year. And one perfect resource in there is called POW and Campaign Ideas. And I'll give you so many different ideas for ways to complete your chapter campaigns, engage your members, and have a truly successful year. And out of all these, I think that the most important thing that you could possibly do in completing DECA's chapter campaigns is don't forget to submit your hard work. Deca.org is where you'll submit all these, and Deca Inc. will give you recognition. They'll recognize your chapter for all of your hard work. You'll get great rewards, potentially ICDC spots. So make sure that by December 2nd or by March 2nd for all of the different campaigns, get your information in and get everything submitted so that your chapter can be recognized for all of your hard work. And thanks, Zach. Thanks, Juan, for having me, and thank you to executive officers, and I'll turn it back to you, Juan.
Thank you very much, Dustin. We truly appreciate your insight. And just as you said, it's very important to hand in the work that we're already doing and being recognized by the work that that you've put in through DECA's chapter campaigns. So Zach, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can mention a little bit about the chapter campaigns and their importance.
Yeah, Dustin, that was awesome. You came up with some really awesome ideas, and I can't wait to see chapters across the DECA globe implement these ideas. One thing I want to add is take a look at DECA Direct. There are some really cool ideas on there that that officers and advisors and members from all different associations have shared, and they've written articles on DECA Direct. So take a look at those, and also if you have a great idea, submit the idea to DECA Direct. Write an article about it. So share your idea with the world. That's awesome. The chapter campaign to add more work, they're only meant to give recognition for the hard work that you already do. And that's something, Dustin, that you mentioned. That's an awesome job. Came up with some really cool ideas. Again, if you have questions on anything we're covering or anything DECA, chapter campaigns, don't forget to tweet us using hashtag DECA Hangout Series, and we'll answer them in just a bit. Next is the Texas DECA president, Charles Hill. Charles?
Thanks, Zach. I'm so excited to be participating in this Hangout. It's always exciting to share your DECA knowledge and hear what other members are doing around the world. So it's that time of year again, the time to recruit new members and build up your chapter. With DECA Back to School events, you have the power to take your chapter and state's membership to the next level. So one way to increase your membership is to spread awareness of DECA through welcome back videos. So whether you're a chapter member or a state officer, you can create your own welcome back video and share your DECA love on the internet. So I got to be a part of the Texas DECA welcome back video, which you can see on our YouTube channel. And whenever I post it on my personal social media websites, I always get a handful of friends that see it and realize that it's never too late to join. So that's really the message that you want to push with other friends or Twitter followers or Facebook friends, is that it's never too late to join DECA. And by creating this quick 1-minute video, you can help DECA go viral. And also, another really cool way to celebrate the new year of DECA is to connect with sports and entertainment industries in your area. So in October, Texas DECA members have the opportunity to participate in the DECA Day at the Rockets event. We have the opportunity to go to the arena where the Houston Rockets basketball team plays and learn all about sports and entertainment industry firsthand from memberships. And then later that night, we get to cheer for the Rockets at the basketball game. And so chapter members, I encourage you to look for opportunities like this around the state, around your state, to enhance your DECA experience. And also state officers, if you don't already have an event like this, feel free to use this idea to create your own DECA Day for members. It's truly a great way for you to meet new members around your state and celebrate the beginning of DECA. And then lastly, membership campaigns are a great way to set and achieve goals for membership at the local and state level. So to maximize your membership for a national DECA, as a state, I encourage you to create your own state goals, because as a state, you can give so many more benefits as well as the benefits that national DECA gives. So one example that I really like to provide is Texas DECA's two-step membership process. And by increasing your chapter membership by 8 members, your chapter officers get Texas DECA ties and scarves, which is a really neat way to enhance the program and enhance your membership at the state level. So also, social media is a great tool for national campaigns. If you can get every member involved by creating a specific hashtag for your state, then you'll be able to have that membership effort go much farther by using social networking to your advantage. And then also, speaking of social networking, DECA posts are key to connecting with DECA members from around the world. We truly are a DECA community. So being able to meet new friends, maybe from North Carolina or Michigan, and being able to interact with them throughout the school year is a really great way to build friendships so that by the time ICDC rolls around, you'll feel like you've been friends with them forever. So don't forget to highlight and celebrate the achievements of members and their accomplishments on social media, because that's a key way for other non-DECA members to realize how much fun and how accomplished you can be through DECA. So thank you again for this opportunity to talk on this DECA Hangout. I'll turn it back over to you, Zach.
Still muted. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Charles, that was awesome. Thank you so much. He mentioned some amazing ways to get involved at the beginning of the school year. I know in Florida they do similar things with local sport teams. They could be sport teams, colleges. I've seen all different things from different states and associations. So definitely a great thing to touch on, Charles. Juan, do you have anything to add on that? Or you want to get into questions?
Absolutely. Just what I want some members to get from what Charles said, the most important aspect that I saw was be unique, and every chapter is different. So, try great ideas for your back to school event, and it's all about trying to reach new members, and the opportunities after that are endless, such as networking and creating relationships that will last with you forever. So I think that, each chapter is different in size, location, and demographics, but truly making that back to school event and promotional and membership campaign at your school will be forever seen as something that is really beneficial to all members. So just to go back, I want to go back to Allie, then Dustin, and I just want you guys to go over the number one thing that you want members to know about your topic today. So I just want to go over to Allie, and if you could just please tell us the main thing that you want chapters to take from what you said today.
I think the one thing that I'm trying to get across is social media is such a great tool when you use it effectively and correctly, and learn the ways to implement a social media plan. I feel like your chapter could definitely grow and network and be very well off in the best world.
Thank you, Allie. Dustin?
Thanks, Juan. DECA's chapter campaigns, I'd say, are a great way for you to plan out what you're doing throughout the entire school year so that you're never lost, and definitely get recognized for all the hard work that your chapter puts in throughout the school year, and potentially get some extra spots at ICDC so you can bring some more members there to Orlando.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dustin. And Charles?
The key to increasing membership is by starting the DECA year off with a bang. By using different events that the state provides or creating your own events within a chapter, you can create the ultimate DECA experience for your members.
Thank you, Charles. Now we are going to go over to our hashtag DECA Hangout series on Twitter. So to start off, I want to thank Gabby Ybarra, who's casually watching the hashtag DECA Hangout series at work right now. Thank you for watching us even at work. Next, we have a question from Rebecca Ryan. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, Adam Crawford. Hashtag Deca Hangout Series. Besides chapter campaigns, competition, and community service, what are some ideas to bring up at chapter meetings?
I'll take this question. So I think one of the cool things that you can do as a chapter is create that family-like feel by having more social events as well. Because we all love to work hard and prepare for competitions, but playing hard is also a great thing that you can do with your DECA buddies. So for an example, my chapter is having a DECA social at a pizza place next week. And that's just an easy way for you to get to know other members in your chapter and have more fun so that by the time you're able to go to state competition, you'll feel like you're already truly family.
Thank you, Charles. Next, we have a question from Giovanni Zapata. His question is, how does your chapter effectively utilize its alumni and business professional members throughout the year?
I can take this
I can
question.
take this one.
Go ahead, Ali.
Let's
Okay,
hear it from both of you.
I'll go first, I guess. We use our alumni. We have mini competitions at our school, and they always come back and help judge. And also, when it comes to running for like state office, they always come back and they help us and they give us tips on how to give an effective speech or how to appeal to an audience like Kansas DECA, where you're all lined up and voting delegates come to talk to you. And so they just come and give us their wisdom like throughout the year, and they help us with our DECA project. If we have questions about role plays, they help us with that too. And it's really nice to have someone that's been through it for 4 years continuing to help. Back to you, Juan or Dustin.
Awesome. I'd love to add on to that just a little bit. I definitely agree with everything that Ali said, and I just want to add on that one great thing you can do, especially with your professional members, is have them talk to your chapter. DECA members are obviously ready to be successful, ready to go out into the world, but a lot of times it helps to have a professional speaker talk to you about their experiences and what they know about. Hearing from someone who's in a career field you're interested in can go such a long way towards furthering your knowledge, deciding whether or not a certain field is right for you, and just gaining valuable experience, which is what DECA truly is all about. And it can lead the road to some potential partnerships, mentorships, and allow students to just get so much more out of their DECA experience by speaking with people who have been there, done that, and are far down along the road now.
Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Next, as you all know, fundraising is a key aspect, especially in the beginning of the year, and it's never too early to fundraise. So Menden Deca asked, what are some creative fundraising ideas? If each of you could just give one idea that you've seen successful in your association or chapter, that would be awesome.
I can start.
Go ahead.
Our chapter does what we call DECA babysitting, and on days when teachers go into work but students don't, we as DECA students go to our visitors room and we babysit, and then the parents just pack it out the day. And we usually have 3 babysitters, and we're all CPR certified, and it's really nice because you get to, not only are you kind of like giving back to the community by doing this, but you're also fundraising, and it's kind of fun to hang around with your teacher's kids for the day, and they always come back the next time, so you grow relationships with them too.
Thanks, Ali. Who would like to go next?
I can go. One big draw for a lot of DECA members coming to a meeting is free food. I know lots of chapters talk about how they give free food to get members to come to their first meeting. One strategy that I think is great once you've had that first meeting is sell some food. Think about one great food item that's totally popular in your local area. For example, I live in California, and what's all the rage right now is what we call milk tea or boba. And kids absolutely love that drink. So selling that sort of drink at a local high school will bring in so many students, bring in so much money for a chapter. I know another local chapter in California that sells chili. Chili's another popular item, and it brings in lots of revenue at a very low cost to you and a very low risk. So I'd say one great strategy is to identify a food that all your students like and figure out a way to get it and sell it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dustin. Charles, do you have a great fundraising tip for our watchers today?
I do. So school stores, I think, are one of the best ways for you to gain money and business experience, real-world business experience. And I think one of the best things about creating a school store are the resources that decadirect.org provides when you want to start up that school store, and when you're looking for tips on how to bring in more money, more cash flow, more profit for your business. Deca Direct really helps amplify your experience with school stores.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Charles.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wanted to pop in and say a cool idea I had. Can never get enough cool fundraising ideas.
Of course.
One thing that my chapter did is instead of we threw a holiday party, but instead of each student bringing in a certain food item, cookies and soda, what we did is we asked them to give a $5 donation. And then the officers went out and purchased food. And then that day in the Deca class, we relaxed, we watched some movies, and like Dustin said, every high school kid loves food. So it's a great way to raise money for your chapter and have a great time at the same time.
Thanks, Zach. All right, next we have a question from Anna Moya. Her question is, what are some ways to get new members involved and truly feel part of your chapter? So around this time, we know that we're getting a lot of new members, and we want to include them into our Deca family. So what are good ways that we can incorporate our new members and make them a part of the Deca family at our chapters?
There, now I'm unmuted. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
So one thing that my chapter did in order to make a more close feel for each of our Deca meetings, what we're doing this year is we're breaking everyone up into small groups. So whenever someone enters the classroom for the Deca meeting, they'll take a piece of paper that either has one of the Disney characters, since we're going to ICDC in Orlando this year. So you'll draw from a hat, and you might pick or Mickey Mouse or Goofy or Donald Duck, and then from there, after we give the preliminary announcements, we'll say, all right, split up into your groups, Donald Duck in that corner, Mickey Mouse in this corner. And then when everyone's in small groups based on their character, second and third year Deca members will walk around and share their I am Deca story, or their favorite part about Deca. And so that's a good way for them to understand more about Deca and for them to have like a closer feel within the chapter.
Absolutely. Thank you, Charles. Next question comes from Anna Fernandez, and her question is, what has Deca done for you?
I can answer that. I think we can all answer that. One thing that Deca has done for me is it's truly given me a lot of opportunities through my networking. I mean, I've met so many awesome people and Google Hangouts, and I met colleges through going to Deca competitions. Like they always have college groups at our state and at CRLC and at ICDC. And I furthered my career looking into more Deca options that I didn't even know I had. And also the friendships I've made are ones that truly last a lifetime, even though we're separated by many states. To go see each other at ICDC. It's truly worth it, and networking is life.
Thank you, Ali. I appreciate it. All right, next we have a question from Marissa McFarland. Her question is, what aspects of Deca do you focus on when promoting the organization to students at your school?
For my school, we are a very, very, I'd say, driven school with a lot of kids who are looking for that way to get a leg up on life. And so the way that we pitch Deca to our students is it gets you so many opportunities, it gets you life skills, and it truly will get you ahead. It'll build you a world of confidence, and skills that you never could have even dreamed of learning while in high school. For example, knowing how to speak in front of a crowd, or being on a Google Plus Hangout for Deca Inc. Totally crazy skills that normally people don't expect out of high school students. We tell high school students that, hey, now you have this opportunity to learn all this. And for us, it draws in a lot of kids who naturally want to be successful, and they're looking for a way to do it while having fun. And Deca definitely does provide that community aspect. We get to travel all over the world, and I'd say that showing the Deca membership video, whether this year's or last year's, is absolutely fantastic, because it highlights what a great member experience Deca offers, and how you have fun with your friends, you're traveling out without your parents, and you travel to places all over the country, and you have fun, and you learn valuable skills that will last for truly a lifetime.
Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. All right, next is a question from Naye Lavian. What's your Deca story?
I can share. I started Deca my sophomore year because a friend told me to, and I didn't know really what I was doing, but I did anyway, and I eventually fell in love with it. I ran for a local office, and I got on board for my chapter, and in that same year I ran for state office, and I got to be a reporter for Kansas. And then the next year I started learning more and getting more involved, and in the following year I ran to be president, and from here I'm also my chapter president. So balancing that two roles has been a lot, but it's definitely worth it to say that you get to do all this, and planning activities for my state and my local chapter, and networking is very fun.
Thank you, Allie. Would anyone else like to share their Deca story?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to share mine.
Absolutely, go ahead.
So I started out sophomore year, ended up coming to my first Deca meeting, and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing there, but I had heard it had something to do with business, and I knew that I was a little business focused by then. So I was really interested to see what I could learn from Deca and see how it could be of use to me. But I realized Deca after that was so much more than just personal growth. Deca was about bonding friendships, getting connections that are going to last a lifetime. So what really was going to ICDC sophomore year and realizing that Deca isn't just some extracurricular activity for me. This is a co-curricular, co-life thing that will really make a difference, not just as a high schooler, but as a business person in my future. So I ran for office, and I was chapter president my junior year. And then I made the best decision of my life by running for state office and then becoming state president of Texas Deca. And it's just been a crazy ride, and I would recommend it for everyone to think about running, whether it's for the chapter level, district, or state, or even national level. It's a great experience, and it's the perfect opportunity.
If I could, I'd love to share my experience as well.
Absolutely, we'd love to hear it, Dustin.
So, like Charles and like Allie, I started off Deca totally lost, not knowing what the heck I was doing. I started as a freshman when someone told me, there's Deca, there's business, it's fun, and I said, sure, why not? And so I went to my first meeting, and like probably every other Deca member that's part of this organization, I became hooked from the first meeting. I said, wow, this organization seems really cool. I met so many awesome people. And then I think when I got to my very first conference, that was the moment that I said, wow, this is really, really crazy. This is really, really awesome. Because never before in my life had I seen that many driven, excited, or more fun people standing in one room milling around. And I met so many great people, friends that I'll have for a lifetime. And I said, Deca is truly an organization that gives so much to me. And I picked up so much valuable business experience along the way. And so I became a chapter officer in my sophomore year, and then ran for state office and became state president that year because I told myself, I've gotten so much out of this organization, it truly wouldn't be fulfilling enough experience for me if I didn't seek every opportunity that I could to give back and to help out all these chapters that I was talking to and provide them with the most resources that they could for success and spread DECA to as many members as possible. So I served one term my sophomore to junior year, and I'm currently serving my second term as state president for California, and it's been the absolutely most exciting experience ever. Like Charles said, I would encourage every DECA member to consider running for office, whether that's at chapter, state, district, or any level really, because there's so much that it can do for you, and moving up along the leadership rungs provides more and more opportunity. For example, I got to meet my U.S. Senator last year while I was in Washington, D.C. for the Emerging Leader Summit. I've met my state superintendent of public instruction, and DECA has truly been an amazing journey, and I'm excited to see that so many people have been tweeting questions at us, watching, and learning from this Google Hangout and hearing about all of our experiences and all of our stories.
That was a great question. This year's I Am DECA theme is all about sharing your DECA story. So we encourage you throughout the year through social media to share your DECA story with us so we can share it with the world. So really, for me, my DECA moment was I was a junior in high school, and we were working on doing a mac and cheese drive. We were all sitting around the table, oh yeah, we'll do this mac and cheese drive. Well, 12 months later, when we were actually implementing it and seeing the results, we brought in 17,000 boxes of mac and cheese, and we networked a $5,000 donation from Kraft Foods. And for me, as a junior in high school, to have that experience, having an impact on a large amount of people, that was my wow moment. Like, wow, what an amazing impact DECA has had on me. And to tie into a question from earlier, like, what has DECA done for me? It's had that impact that showed me what the impact that I can have on so many people at such a young age, and it's really been so amazing. I see how much I've changed through DECA. I'm more confident, a better public speaker, and I've met so many friends from my chapter, from local schools, from schools around the state, and then schools around the world. So it's been such an amazing experience for me. I'm so excited that it doesn't have to come to an end after high school. There's DECA in college, there's professional membership, there's alumni. So I'm so happy that DECA has all these ways to get involved outside of high school.
Thank you, Zach. Just to share, since we're all sharing our DECA story, I guess I'll share mine as well. So my DECA story is, I never imagined myself joining an international business organization such as DECA, and what I would get out of it, because my whole life I always wanted to be a doctor, which I still do. But DECA gave me the college readiness, and it showed me the competitive aspect, which put me ahead of the game from other students who are going to be going into the medical field. And it gave me a real realization that I have a love for leadership, a passion for helping others, and the ability to inspire others by sharing my story. So if I would have never joined DECA, I don't even know where I would be today. So I'm so glad that I joined, and I encourage those who are watching who currently aren't DECA members to find your local chapter or start a local chapter at your high school, and find out the endless opportunities that DECA offers you yourself. So next, I would like to answer another question. We have a couple more from Katie Darwin. Her question is, what do you think is the main selling point of DECA when trying to recruit a new member?
I would say the opportunity. There's so much you can do, and it appeals to everyone because you have categories that will play from automotive to apparel and accessories. Like, you're going to find something you like. And if you don't find it what you like the second time, well, there's more options and more opportunities to continue on.
Thank you, Ali. I appreciate it. Next, we have a question from Donald LeCompte. He wants to know what advice new chapters that are trying to become active in DECA activities and chapter campaigns.
Definitely the key to success in the chapter campaigns is to plan them out and make sure that you have goals so that you can achieve them. Because if you don't set those goals, then there's no way that you can reach these marks unless you happen to be an extraordinary chapter already. But by setting goals and by planning out when you're going to be doing what, how you're going to be achieving these goals, that's ultimately the road to success with these chapter campaigns.
Sorry, I was unmuting. Thank you, Charles, for that insight. Next, I'm looking for one last question, and the lucky number is, let's see, tweeting your hashtag Deca Hangout series questions. I'm going to choose one last question. Let's see who the lucky one is. I'll give you a couple of seconds to tweet that in. Well, I guess there's no more questions for tonight. So I'll turn it over to Zach so that he can give his ending comments.
I'm glad there's no more questions. That means we've answered them all. I want to thank our panelists for joining us and taking time out of your nights and your busy schedules to help members across the Deca world. So really, thank you so much. And I also I know Juan is going to mention for our upcoming meetings, if you want to be a panelist, Juan will talk a little bit about that. But thank you everyone for tuning in. There were a lot of you on. I get to see how many viewers we get, and we had a lot of people on. So I'm really so excited to see that. And I hope you really enjoyed this and got a lot out of it. So I'll turn this over to Juan.
Absolutely. Before we end, just one last time, for those viewers who just came in a little bit late, I was wondering if Ali, Dustin, and Charles could just give that one thing that you want members to take away from this one last time for those viewers who came in a little bit late.
My topic was social media, and I said that social media could be very effective and helpful if you use it correctly. And if you have any questions, if you didn't get to see it earlier, you can refer to the Deca Direct article called Social Media Etiquette, and it has an overview of everything I've said. Make this a big year and use social media to network and see what other chapters and states are doing, because it's such a useful tool once you realize there's so many chapters and states out there doing different things, and you can just pick different ideas from what you see on the internet. One.
Thank you, Ali, so much. Next, we have Dustin.
Thanks, Juan. I was lucky enough today to speak about chapter campaigns, the full details for which are online at deca.org/page/campaigns, and there's lots of great information on Deca Direct as well. And chapter campaigns truly are a way for your chapter to sort of have a vision, have a plan for what you want to do throughout the entire school year, so you have a great schedule of events lined up and have clear goals in mind. And they're definitely a way for your chapter to get rewarded for all the hard work that you as officers, you as members put in on a daily basis, for you to show off to all of Deca Inc. exactly what it is that your chapter has been doing and get some cool prizes for it, including spots at ICDC.
Thank you, Dustin. And our third panelist, Charles.
Thanks, Juan. Today I got to talk about increasing membership and taking your membership to the next level, whether it be by creating welcome back videos or attending a Deca Day at a local sports team, or by just connecting with other Deca members on social media to maximize membership. Membership is ultimately the key to success within your local chapter and as a state level.
Thank you so much, Charles. Once again, I just want to thank each of you for joining us. I know that we are glad that you could share your DECA experience with everyone, and you, watchers, could be a panelist as well. And the way you can do that is the next DECA Hangout series is October 22nd. So reach out to our Central Region Vice President, Robert Mitchells. His email is decavprobert@gmail.com. He would be glad to have you as a panelist. So if you're interested in being a panelist, be sure to reach out to him. And I'm going to pass it over to Zach.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. Yeah, thank you so much again to our panelists one more time. One was watching it in college, so that's awesome. So thank you, everyone. Please join us next time, October 22nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where we will discuss DECA Month with Robert. Hope you have a great night, all right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you have any other questions that you couldn't get into the Google Hangout today, be sure to tweet them, and Zach and I will be glad to answer them on Twitter. Have a great night.